Hello, I'm Scott Todnam, and this is the Classroom Connection video of the week. Hello, here we are. I'm here with 4 students. I have 2 7th graders this week, and I have 2 8th graders this week, something I've never done, and I just thought to do. So it's funny that we haven't done that before. But here we are going to talk about middle school life, not just health class, but what it means to be in 7th or 8th grade, and maybe some of the differences that we see as well. So talk to us about general ideas and thoughts and behaviors of a 7th grader as well as an 8th grader.
Math is like a lot harder in 7th grade than 6th grade. I don't really get it.
Yeah, math is harder. ELA also, you have to
Yeah.
read a bunch of stuff and annotate a bunch of articles in science and social studies too. In 6th grade, if you forget your homework, it's like no big deal. Like it's not a huge jump in your grade if you just turn it in the next day. But in 7th grade, if you don't turn it in, it's like 50% or 20% off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's a lot harder.
They're a lot stricter about it.
Yeah.
So schoolwork is, the school load is a little bit more than like 6th grade? What about anything with social life?
It's about the same, except for groups are a little more. If you're not in our group, you don't hang out with us. Kind of like that.
Okay, so what are the differences with something like academics or social life in 8th grade? What's the differences between that and 7th?
I would say there's definitely a lot more homework in 8th grade, but it's not as often. Like there's some days where we have no homework or very little homework, but then it's like a huge load of homework. There's no like middle. So I would say there's probably more homework, and it's not that it's hard, it's just mostly time consuming. So there would be a lot of work and you would spend a good 2 hours on it.
When we had to do notes on a certain chapter, we had like the period to do it. Here, like we don't even talk about it during the day. It's just homework to do the notes.
Yeah, you definitely get more class time to work on homework than you do in 8th grade when you do in 7th grade. So
A lot of teachers reason with you, like if you, like let's say like you're a pretty good student, like you don't do that, like you don't get off topic, or you usually turn in homework assignments. And like this happened to me once, like this was like last week. I didn't turn in this paper in ELA, so I went up to like my teacher and I said like I completely forgot, like, and she like because I've turned in all my other assignments, she said it's okay, and I just like could turn in the next day with full credit. So you don't make excuses about it.
I've made a lot of friends so far than I did in 7th grade. Like I was kind of like shy to make friends, but now I really like making more friends and stuff. And I feel like 8th grade is just a really good time to do that, because sometimes you'll never be able to see them again after you go into high school. So I feel like now's the time to make friends.
You want to make a lot of friends in 8th grade because if most of your friends are going to Miqua and you're going to Wabanzi, you're not going to have many people to make your transition like easier. So 8th grade's your year to like expand and make a ton of new friends. I feel like for 8th grade, like socially, people don't like to admit it, but you do kind of feel like cooler because you like top dog. And like,
you do.
you feel like you're better than everyone. And I feel like I felt like that. Well, I didn't really feel like that going into 7th grade because I didn't go to the same school. But I feel like if I did come here, I feel like, oh, these 6th graders, there's a tiny.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that. Like I was not that small.
But the funniest thing is you were.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us about health class. What had impact as lessons? Was there some life skill takeaways? Did you like a specific thing that we did? Talk to us about health.
One of the biggest things I took away was the drunk session, where it was like the drunk goggles and stuff. Cause like that was really fun, like watching people falling over, and falling over yourself. But then when you got the scary takeaway, it's like this is what people actually act like, and they can't control it. They can't even think straight. And that was actually pretty scary when you thought about it like that.
One of the biggest takeaways that I had was like when we did the Mindful Mondays. It was fun doing the activities, but it also taught you a lot about like being aware of your surroundings and how to refocus and reduce stress.
Do you remember what it means to be mindful?
It's to live in the moment and don't worry about the future or the past.
One of our main topics was like not always being on electronics or just like have some time within yourself. So one day we got to sleep
That was
class.
so nice.
And like, so you didn't have to sleep, but you just like stay within your thoughts, like no phones, no talking. You just sit with the lights off.
that was great.
I
That
didn't fall
was a great
asleep, but
10-minute
it
nap.
was relaxing because I was on the couch. So
Yeah, we were all sitting on the couch there.
yeah. So that was
But I had to sit in the middle, so I had to like figure out my way to like actually lay down. So I pulled up a chair and put my legs on the chair, and then yeah, it was pretty comfortable. And I was really tired that day, so it all worked out really nicely.
And we actually had like a ton of like mental health days. Like some days we like threw a tennis ball. We had a ton of different activities that we had to do that like all helped like a certain like category.
We did the thing where so on the whiteboard, Mr. Tottenham put a big timeline of like when like now and then versus like later, and we all put goals that we have for ourselves like in the next few years, and then we put a goal for ourselves that we have like in like many years later. So we all got to see like what each other's goals were. Or no, it was what we have done well in the past and then what we want to do well later. So people did like I got a swim medal, or I made a touchdown for my team, or like things like that. And then people said like I want to move to New York City, or I want to be an NFL player. Like people made goals and they reflected on what they did well in the past. And then that went on to become our unit on suicide, which I thought was a really moving and important topic, because like people don't really understand that like there's more to your life. Like what you set goals for yourself, and then that'll like motivate you to keep living your life and live your dreams. And I thought that was really cool how it all like tied together.
So at the end, like on the last day, Mr. Tottenham talked about how everything that we've done, every single activity, had a meaning to it, and it was really eye-opening to see like why things that we did like seemed like funny or kind of like dumb, but actually had like a really good meaning in the end.
Okay, that's it for this week. I want to say thank you to my 4 students, 2 from 7th, 2 from 8th. That was pretty cool. I think I might do that a little bit more, especially as we look at like grade level differences. We'll be back next week, a new set of students, maybe some new topics. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't even think I have that many bloopers this time around.
One of the big
Oh, I'm like,
Oh, I remember that.
Boom.
Cool.
okay.
I'm deleting this, but boom anyway. Editing skills.
Um,
We could go bigger than health class.
like if there's any like difference between like
Did you hear her? You can say no to that.
yeah, all of them kids are taller than me.